The Great Glen Way is an 80-mile long-distance trail from Fort William to Inverness. It follows the course of the Great Glen fault line, an immense feature in Scotland's geography that can be seen from space. This fault line formed about 400 million years ago when Scotland and the Appalachian Mountains formed the Caledonian mountain range of Pangaea. The two tectonic plates slipped past each other, carving out the valley that now contains Loch Lochy, Loch Oich and Loch Ness. Join me as I journey along canals, through forests and up hills following the incredible Great Glen Way. Okay, day 2. Just said goodbye to Jan and Ken, the two Flemish guys that I met at the campsite. It was quite nice. We just, I tried to get a fire going, gave up after about half an hour, but Jan said he had a reputation as a fire master to uphold, so he stuck with it for over an hour probably, and eventually managed to get a fire going. It was a bit of a team effort, but it was so nice. So they were able to cook the steaks on the fire that they got from venison steaks that they got from the forest school. It's an absolutely beautiful campsite, just what I needed. So I just put my tent up and had the whole cabin to myself, nice and dry because it rained through the night. Wasn't the most comfortable night's sleep though, I have to say, sleeping on like hard floorboards, even with my mat, but I feel pretty well rested actually for a night's camping. And the aim today is to get to Fort Augustus, which is about 14 and a half miles, and I'm going to take the sort of easier route along the eastern side of Loch Oich, so that means that I miss out Invergarry, but both are still on the Great Glen Way. You can go whichever way you want to. So yeah, just had a nice porridge breakfast and coffee. What else? Filtered some water from the loch. It's so handy and much more comfortable having an actual water source next to where you're camping, because it just makes everything so much easier. You can wash and cook. I actually heard from the guys that there's a man who yesterday has started swimming the Great Glen Way, which is nuts. So they left the same hostel as me a little later than me, around about maybe 9 o'clock. And they said that there was a guy there who was just starting a swim, and he's swimming from Banavi all the way to Inverness, which is insane. Like, it's hard enough just to walk it. I wonder how long that must be taking him to swim. That's really, really cool. But yeah, for now I'm just gonna enjoy a nice slow morning's walk, I think. Check in soon. So this is the point where the paths diverge. The old Trailblazer campsite used to be down there, and now there's a bit of a climb actually to get up and over, because they're doing a lot of forestry and construction work. Ooh, I like this sign. It means there should be some good views, I think. But it's a bit early for quite a big climb, so I think I'm just going to take it easy and give my legs plenty of chance to warm up. Absolutely perfect weather for it. Another little stone shelter. These are so cute. You can see that in like really bad weather they'd be ideal. I'm taking way too many videos this morning. I'm going to use up all of my storage space, but look at that! Oh man! The way the sun's just gradually coming out from behind this cloud and it's hitting these mountains. You know I love a good cloud-capped mountain. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Very grateful just for a bit of sunshine this morning. Oh. I'm buzzing. This is such a gorgeous morning. I've just passed two people and the first thing they said to me was, "It's a beautiful morning." I was like, yes it is. Thank you, sirs. Bit more information about the hydro. This is quite interesting to see. Exemption right to roam notice. That's how it should be though. Like, you know, right to roam is the default and then you have to exclude people on a case-by-case basis. It shouldn't be the other way around like we have it in England where you're excluded by default and then you're only it's like opt in rather than opt out. I really do hope that we get some kind of right to roam in England and Wales in the next few years, but I'm not overly optimistic, to be honest. And that in the distance would be Lagan, I believe. It's quite a nice little bay with the boats moored up. I just met a lady coming the opposite direction with a dog called Ola, who was absolutely beautiful. She was so friendly and I got lots of cuddles and it was great. We don't deserve dogs. There's actually a little kiosk at Lagan Locks that sells like sandwiches and cakes and coffee and things like that. I think I can see it actually. So probably going to stop there for sort of breakfast number 2. Well, it's not really second breakfast, it's more like third breakfast, because I can't really seem to get enough calories in this morning. No matter what I eat, I'm still starving hungry. So I guess I'll just make the most of it whilst I can. Okay, I'll check in soon. this is Lagan Locks. There's actually a little public toilets here as well, which is nice to know. And then there's the kiosk. So I'm gonna go and see if I can grab some food. Looks like a few people might have camped here. Oh yeah. Ah yeah, this is the place where the mice live. I bought an absolute scran. Probably not going to eat it all now, but I figure you really can't say no to a view like that. Absolutely stunning. Right, so just had a relatively quick food stop at the kiosk at Lagan. There's a rather annoying development occurring with my feet. In the past, when I've worn boots with ankle support, I've had it where it presses on my outside ankle bone, and previous shoes that I've owned, it eventually ends up feeling like I've got glass under my skin. It's like excruciating pain that I can't just ignore. But then I'm trying these ones, which are the Merrell Moabs in the mid-rise, and they're just coming up to touch the bottom of my left ankle bone, and I am starting to get some pain developing there. And I thought that was a possibility before I started on this trail, and I've kind of decided to myself that if it does get really bad, I'm literally just going to take a knife to my shoes and cut out the offending bit of fabric and then duct tape up what's remaining. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if I can't wear the shoes, then there's not much point. So, I've already put a bunch of miles on them, so it's not like I can just return them. So I've spent the money regardless. So yeah, that might have to happen at some point in the future if this continues to get worse. So we shall see. Lovely little fairy ring. There's quite a few chanterelles in this forest as well. It's really pretty. As I was saying, okay, so shoe surgery is happening a little bit earlier than anticipated. It's really hard to see, but this part of my ankle bone is it's not like even a blister, it's just pressure, and it's causing like tendonitis. So yeah, this is what I'm trying. Might regret it. So that's the end result. As you can tell, it's a very bodge job. But first impressions are that it feels better. Because I've not got this bulk that's pressing on that tendon every time I take a step. So I might need to take a little bit more off. But it didn't seem too destructive to the shoe. So as long as the duct tape sort of holds to keep water out, then it might be okay. Time will tell. Okay, well, first impressions after a few steps is that it's still bloody painful, but where I've removed some of that material, it's not pressing on my ankle anymore, but it's still pressing pretty badly on the outer bit, so that means I'd have to take off more material sort of around the side rather than the back. So maybe next chance I get to stop, I'll see what I can do. There's a cute little rail station. Visitor centre. I'm just getting my first views of Loch Oich. It's not been very scenic so far, because I just came on this side because it's away from, well, it's away from the main road, and it's a little bit shorter as well. You can do, I think I mentioned, you can do both routes, but it's quite nice ground to walk on. My shoe still hurts, but other than that, not much else to report really. I just heard this like high-pitched whinny, and I was like, what the bloody hell was that? I thought it was a person screaming or something at first, or maybe just a bird being really loud, and then I realised it was a red deer bugle. It did it twice, and by the time I heard the second one, I was like, that is 100% a red deer. It's the first like sign of them that I've seen all trail. I mean, it's only the second day, but it's still really cool to have little wildlife signs. I've just gone past one of the Trailblazer campsites. It's the one where the composting toilet is like tipped over, so there aren't any facilities there anymore, but it's still nice enough. It's really easy going walking. It's nice just to kind of let your mind wander and let your feet go at whatever pace feels comfortable. Since I've cut that chunk out of my shoe, my left ankle is feeling so much better. Like I said before, there's still a little bit that's rubbing, but the main bit that was like absolutely killing me earlier is like, that's not bothering me anymore. So at the moment it's gone back down to like a tolerable amount of pain, so that's really great. There you go, got some really good wild camping pictures down there. Lots of waterfalls, lots of nice bracken and ferns and moss. It's quite nice. Oh, there are bat boxes up there, that's nice. Hope there aren't any bats in here, because that would scare the shit out of me. It'd be cool though, I like bats. So I've just made it to the north shore of Loch Wyke. So now coming up will be the Bridge of Wyke. I keep wanting to say the Bridge of Orkey, but yeah, about 2/3 of the way done, maybe an hour and a half until Fort Augustus. But yeah, feeling alright. Fort Augustus, 4.5 miles, and that's kind of cool. Inverness 38. Yeah, that's the Bridge of Wyke, or Wyke Bridge, depending on who you ask. That looks like one of those mechanical swing bridges, maybe. Looks like the weather's coming in a bit, so that's not ideal, but it's Scotland, it's bound to happen. So yeah, just a little bit longer along the canal, and then should be at Fort Augustus in an hour or hour and a half. Wow. So it says, do not cross here when water is flowing. And at first I was like, what are you on about? And I realised there's the canal here, and it joins up with the Wyke River. So I guess if it's very rainy and they can't drain it for whatever reason, it spills over into the river. How cool is that? This stretch is really peaceful. It's the first time that the trail has really moved away from the road. So, I don't know if you can hear, but it's just silent apart from a bit of wind. It's really nice. But as is the case in Scotland, the rain doesn't stay away for long, so It's just starting to drizzle a little bit. Alright, well it's almost 4:45 and I just arrived at Fort Augustus. I had initially planned to wild camp up on the hill because I know there's supposed to be a camping spot there, but there's actually a spot right by the canal that I've just walked past. It's marked as like informal camping on the map, so I might stop there tonight because there's like showers and toilets and water and stuff. But even better than that, I've just seen on the map that there's a pub very nearby. So I think I've earned a pint today after all this road walking. So that's where I'm heading now. It's actually quite a bit more touristy than I was expecting. They've got fish and chips as well, which is really, really tempting. Where we camped last night.
On the morning of day 3, I knew today was going to be a shorter one, so I took the time to stop for a nice breakfast at the cafe in Fort Augustus and stopped into the spa to restock on food before I headed up the first hill of the day. I decided to book a bed in a shared female dorm at the Alltsigh hostel in Alltsigh, which for just 30 quid meant I'd get a hot shower and the chance to have a really good night's sleep. At this point, it was about 9:20 and I passed a few wild campers who had obviously fancied a bit of a lie-in. But once up into the forestry land that had been felled for timber, I gained elevation really quickly and I was rewarded with my first view over Loch Ness. Despite feeling a bit weighed down by breakfast, I was really excited to get some proper hills on the trail and the chance for some epic scenery.
It makes me a wee bit nervous when the wind picks up and these trees start creaking, especially when you can see there's a lot that have come down there, and then you won't really be able to see it, but there's a whole row here that have just been like peeled off the ground like a tin of baked beans. And actually I checked the weather forecast for tonight and it's supposed to be gusts of 50 miles per hour winds overnight. If I wasn't in the hostel tonight, I'd probably be camping up on the hill somewhere. And my tent's fairly secure, but I'm not sure it's 50 mile an hour gusts secure. So yeah, I'm really glad for that. Bit of good timing. But the weather's definitely coming in this morning a bit. Epic views down the glen though, look at that. Stunning. So yeah, hopefully the wind, oh that's so unnerving with those trees. Hopefully the wind doesn't pick up too much during the day and then by the time I get to the hostel it'll you know, I'll get to the hostel just in time for it to start getting properly windy. Secrets of the only island in Loch Ness. Cherry Island. A U-shaped trench scoured out by glaciers which left behind no rocks big enough to form islands. It's actually a man-made dwelling known as a crannog. What? His dives revealed that it was 3 times larger. That's mad! Honestly, humans are just insane. It's a shame that there's not much of a view of it. It's like, you put humans pretty much anywhere on the globe and they just think, yeah, I'm going to make a home there. Sod what Mother Nature intended or how difficult the environment is. It never ceases to amaze me just how many different places humans have lived over the whole of history. We're a resilient bunch, aren't we? So I'm just at the decision point for the high route or the low route to Invermarston. And so you can see this is the route. And well, I was planning to take the high route today, but given the fact that it's going to be high winds, I'm sort of feeling a bit reluctant. But at the same time, I'm just like, so I'll just say screw it and do it anyway. Decisions. Okay, so I've decided I am going to stick to the lower route just until Invermarston. And then after Invermarston, there's a high route that sort of goes up and behind the mountain, and then it comes down to Alltsigh. So I should get a little bit of a elevation later this afternoon.
A few moments later.
Okay, god damn it, I changed my mind. I'm going to do the high route. I just plotted it on OS Maps, and it's pretty much the exact same distance, just with more elevation. And I just know I'll probably kick myself if I finish this and haven't done the high route. And there's been quite a lot of forests on the trail so far, so it'll be nice to get up and out. So here we go, I guess. Hopefully I don't regret it. Well, already this is really cool. There's an absolutely beautiful little stream down there. I think the path just kind of goes alongside it for a little while. Oh, this is lovely. I feel like I'm in a rainforest or a jungle or something. This is wicked. And there's so many mushrooms everywhere you look. It's like mushrooms, 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 mushrooms. Honestly, I could spend an entire day just on this little patch alone, just taking pictures of all the mushrooms. I saw some oysters on a tree stump just back there and they looked very delicious. But I can't be messing around with picking mushrooms when I've got a trail to do. So, yeah. Oh, was not expecting to see this here. Big new bridge. Looks like it goes over the river. Or waterfall, I guess. All this water's making me very thirsty. Oh, that looks like an absolutely perfect plunge pool. Look at that. That would be the absolutely most amazing spot to go for a dip if the weather was a bit warmer. Because I think I'd freeze my proverbials off if I did that this morning. Okay, a bit more of a climb now, I think. Another perfect plunge pool, and it looks like this is quite a popular camping spot, so if you did camp here it'd be perfect for a dip. Oh, look at it, it's so beautiful. I'm so glad I came this way. But I think I'm actually going to filter some water because I had probably one too many ales last night and a bacon sandwich this morning, so I'm thirsty as heck this morning. So yeah, it looks like there won't be too many more water sources for the rest of the day as well, so I'm going to fill up whilst I can. It looks like it's going to be quite brown water though. Okay, water filtered. It actually wasn't as peaty as I expected, so that was good. But oh my god, now my bag's heavy. Oh, why is water so bloody heavy? But I think I'll be glad to have that by the end of the day. Really makes you appreciate just how easy it is to get water at home. It's like that took me over probably the best part of 10 minutes between like getting the bag off, getting the waterproof cover off, finding a safe spot on the river to not get my shoes wet and fill up and squeeze it through the filter. And it's such a faff just for something as simple as clean water. It's one thing I really like about the trail is it really makes you appreciate those little conveniences at home. And I know it's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. Whoa. Okay, yeah, that was worth it. Wow. Oh my god, look at that. There's actually a road that wiggles up over the hills. That is incredible. Oh, I'm so glad I took the high route. Anyone watching this that isn't sure, who wants to do the Great Glen Way and isn't sure which way to go, 100% take the high route. It's only a short little amount of up. It's not too long, not too difficult, and the payoff is so worth it. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I am bouncing. This was so worth the climb, and oh man, this is awesome. I love this trail. Honestly, this is such a good trail. I'm not going to say that I prefer it more to the West Highland Way until I've finished it, but it's really something. Absolutely loving this so much. The wind has completely dropped. I can hear a little bit of road noise from across the valley. But for just a moment it was completely silent. No wind. Oh, now the wind's back. The spell is broken. Just look at the way the light hits the mountains. There's just something. I was actually talking to some guys on the first night, Jan and Ken, the Flemish guys. And Ken had never been to Scotland before. And literally the first thing I said was, what do you think about Scotland? And he said, there's just something special about it. And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, you know, I don't know what it is about Scotland. It's just something else. It's just got a romanticism about it that I don't think I find in the rest of the UK. Oh my god, we can see right down Loch Ness. Holy shit, it's massive. Oh my god. Wow, that's quite intimidating when you realise that you have to walk all that way. Oh, okay. But then, in contrast, look how far I've come. In only 2 and a bit days, mind you, as well. I'm chuffed with that. I never take these trails for granted. You never know if you're gonna get very far. You never know if you're gonna actually have the fitness or, you know, even just the mental mindset to do it. And I'm just so happy that I'm enjoying it so much. Ugh. Damn. Haven't seen Nessie yet. Although, to be honest, if no one's seen the Loch Ness Monster and got a decent picture of it by now, then I'm sorry, but I don't think it exists. There you go, I just said Santa's not real. I'm still climbing quite gradually, but oh my word, the view has opened right up. I can see for miles in every direction. Well, east. Not so much this because there's a hill in the way, but oh my word. I feel like I could almost see it in Inverness. Oh, this is such a good day's hike. I'm so happy. Feeling very grateful today just to be able to do this. It's a good day. I think I may have to do a little bit more shoe butchery when I get into Invermoriston, because even though yesterday it stopped hurting completely after I was walking on it for a bit, but I think because this terrain it's not exactly like a flat concrete like it was yesterday, there's a lot more undulation. My ankle's just twisting in that way that it's hitting that sore spot. And the funny thing is, it's not even blistering. It's just pressing repeatedly on my tendon or my ligaments, and it's not very pleasant. Look at that for a view. This inlet here is Invermoriston, so there's just one little bit more climbing to do, and then I think it should be quite a steep descent down into town, and hopefully I can stop for a cup of tea or something and a bit of a lunch break. But touch wood, the rain's held off, although I don't think it might do for very long because there's quite a bit of cloud coming up that way. Yeah, getting a bit tired now, feet are sore, so I could do with a nice break. But yeah, still really enjoying it. Had to get the poles out because there's flies everywhere, they keep going in my mouth. Oh, I was just about to start talking and I swallowed a fly, so I'm coughing a bit. But had to get the poles out because it's quite a steep descent coming down here, and you can see that's the beginning of Invermoriston there. But God, I'm glad I'm not afraid of heights, because all along this bit where they've done the felling, it is quite a steep drop rather. And if you're prone to vertigo, it would not be fun. So yeah, I'm glad I hadn't used the poles until now, so I'm glad that I brought them, because it just takes the stress out of on the knees a little bit. But you can just see down there where the low roots rejoined. I'm just thinking about how, I'm sure if you wanted more forest, that would be a nice walk in its own right. But I think I definitely made the right decision taking this way. So yeah, I'm buzzing, but I am really ready for a cup of tea. I'll tell you what, I was not prepared for how steep this descent would be. It's definitely not for the weak of knees or the quads. It's just a long, never-ending, steep descent. Ugh. I have to say, this last little bit coming into Invermorriston is rough. Because like you just had that really long steep descent, and then you kind of have to go left and then like double back to get off the hill and then go around to the bridge over the river. So you kind of feel like you're going backwards and forwards. So I think I've only got I was thinking of taking the high route up, and then taking like cutting off the trail to get down to the hostel. But given the absolute battering that my legs and my feet have just had, I think I'm going to opt for the low route instead. It looks like it should go through some quite nice forest, and it should be quite quick underfoot. So yeah, I think before that I'm going to have a nice long break, because the hostel is only really checking in from 5 o'clock and it's 1 o'clock now. So I've got like 4 hours to basically walk about 5 miles. So yeah, I can afford to take my time a bit, which is nice. So yeah. So I'm standing on the old bridge of Invermorriston whilst keeping very tight hold of my phone, because you would not get it back if you dropped it down there. Oh, this is awesome. Whoa. Oh my word. That is a hell of a lot of water. Oh my god. St. Columba's Well. I have to say, as far as like holy wells go, it's not a very impressive one. But they can't all be amazing. Nice little area. I was just reading the board, and I like this bit. The beliefs and traditions of Highland communities are full of intrigue. The most prominent pockets of what Isabel Frances Grant called well worship appear to exist in areas which incoming Christian monks struggled to amend the people's longer held beliefs. They couldn't crush the pagans. Christian monks eventually stopped trying to dissuade the older pagan beliefs, and springs, wells and healing pools named after saints began to emerge. This renaming in honour of Christian figures gave legitimacy to the water beliefs already present. I'm not going to say anything about that. Wow. Loch Ness Clog and Craft Shop. If I didn't have to carry it, I would probably go and spend a lot of money in that shop. I might have a little nosy in anyway. I've got plenty of time today. Okay, so just stopped for a quick tea break. Well, I say quick, it wasn't at all quick. I was there for over an hour. You know, you get chatting to people. And then I spent quite a while trying to sort my shoe out still. Ended up taking more of the material off it, but it's still really painful. It's still just like rubbing like right on that ankle bone, and it feels like I can't do anything to make it not worse. So that's kind of a bit shit, because it's still pressing. Even though I've taken loads out of the shoe, it's still pressing right on that ankle bone. And you can't see it on my gaiter, but it's an absolute state. But there's nothing that isn't. It's not. Bleh. There's nothing that I can't handle at the moment, so just have to, you know, suck it up. So this is the diversion point for the other high route today. So this is the one that takes you up from Invermarston. Oh, there's creaky trees in there. From Invermarston round the back of the hill, and that's where you get that view catcher. Yeah, it'll say it on the sign. Yeah. So if you're really keen to see this, then this is where you turn off. It would be really nice to see it, but I'm absolutely knackered. And yeah, so I'd have to come off here anyway to get to the hostel, so I'm just going to cheat and take the low route. Not that it's cheating. That looks like quite the curtain of rain that's making its way across Loch Ness as well. And the air feels like it's getting a bit wet, so I think there's a good chance that I might get rained on today. Which, to be fair, I've avoided it for the most part today, so, you know, I can't really complain. I'm trying not to get too excited, but I think I've just found my first British chaga on this birch tree. So I've added it to iNaturalist, and I'm sure if it's wrong, they'll tell me off because they're very on it. Bit spooky. See, I think this is red deer sign. This is them like disturbing the ground for beds or for forage. Oh, this is a cool stretch of hike. Stone cave. Oh, it's right there. Whoa. Oh, there's a book in there. Whoa, that's creepy. I bet that's been used A for a toilet, and B, I bet there's a lot of ticks in there. So I'm not going to go in, but it's cool. I bet there's quite a bit of history behind that. I'm just taking a pew on this very timely bench because my feet are killing me. And I've just checked iNaturalist and someone's verified it as China!
I finally dropped down out of the trees and walked down the road to reach the hostel, which was only a little way off the trail. While I waited to check in, I watched as the winds gradually picked up over Loch Ness, and I was grateful to be having a nice hot shower and a comfy bed that evening. Alltsigh Hostel was one of the best I've ever stayed in, with a real community vibe. I had a really fun night meeting some new people from all over the world, played a game of pool against a girl from my dorm, which I won, and then we took part in the trivia night, which we both lost spectacularly. I didn't quite fancy joining in with the 8 AM swim in Loch Ness the next morning, but I did take the chance to soak my sore ankle and I got a great night's sleep.